Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to make this hide under bed system. When I click on the key, I'm underneath and I can also look around, and when I click again, I'm out. Let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is right click and click on blueprint class and actor. We're just going to call this BP_bed, then double click to open. And then you want to drag in your static mesh from the content drawer. Then you want to scale it up appropriately. So for my model, it's going to be 2 times. And then I want to also add a camera. And then we also want to add a box collision. And you want to scale the box collision up so it mostly encompasses the bed as well as some of the side. And then you want to also rotate the camera to however you'd like it and move it up a little bit as well. Next, click on the box collision, and then in the details panel, scroll down, and we want to look for on component begin overlap, and then we also want to look for on component end overlap. So in the begin overlap, out of other actor, we're going to cast to BP first person character. And we're going to do the same for here. Cast to BP first person character. And then we want to open our BP first person character. And we want to create a new variable called, for example, is in bed radius. So we can compile and save. And then go back to BP bed, and then as BP first person character, we want to set this variable. So set is in bed radius. We want to set that as true, and then over here we want to set it as false. We're going to compile and save. Next, go into the content browser and go back to your folder, and then right click and scroll down to user interface and select widget blueprint. Click on user widget, and I'm just going to call this W_hide. I'm going to double click. I'm going to full screen that, and then I'm going to look for a canvas panel, and then scroll and scale that all the way up to the largest size. And then you want to get a text box, and then you want to set the alignment to 0.5 and 0.5, which pretty much just makes the pivot point the center. Set the anchor to the center. And then this position is okay. I'm going to make it a little bit lower. And then I'm going to, so you can select any key. I'm going to use the H key as a hiding key. So I'm going to set this as press H to hide. Just fix the spelling, and then you can make any other changes as you would like. So I'm going to keep mine like this. Next, go back to BP bed. And then after this, so in the on component begin overlap, we want to create widget. And the class is going to be the widget that we just created, so widget hide. Now the return value we want to add to viewport, and then at the on component end overlap we want to get all widgets of class, and the class is going to be this widget hide. Then out of found widgets we're going to get a for each loop. Then the array element is going to be removed from parent, plug that into loop body, compile and save. Next, go to your BP first person character and go to any free area, and then we want to call the whichever key you selected. So for me it's the H key, and I'm going to scroll down to keyboard events, and I'm going to get the H over here. And out of pressed I'm going to get a branch. The condition is going to be is in bed radius, the variable that we created. Out of true I'm going to get a do once, and then out of completed I'm going to get a flip flop. Out of A, first we're going to get player controller. We're going to set ignore move input. We're going to check that. And then we're going to get player camera manager. We're going to start camera fade from alpha 0 to alpha 1, and the duration is going to be however long you'd like it. Hold when finished. And then we want to call it delay, and the delay should be more than the duration over here. So I'm going to make mine 1.5. Then out of completed, first we're going to, out of get player controller, we're going to set view target with blend, drag that a little far. Out of completed, we want to get actor of class. The actor is going to be BP underscore bed. The return value, we're going to plug that into new view target. I'm just going to plug this into here. And then the blend time you can leave as 0, and you want to select lock outgoing. And then we want to call another delay for maybe a shorter period of time, like 0.5 seconds. And then we want to get player camera manager again. So we can copy this, the camera fade, paste that over here. And then this time from 0 to 1 is going to be from 1 to 0. Compile and save. And then we want to copy all of this, or rather first we're going to drag this exec pin into the reset, or actually first we want to call a delay 1 second, or however long this is, a little bit more, so I'm going to do 1.1 seconds, and then I'm going to show you. We're going to plug the completed back into the reset of the do once, and then we just want to copy all of this and paste it down here, and then we're going to plug the B value over here, but this time we're going to uncheck ignore move input, and we're going to do from 1 to 0 for the camera fade, or actually we're just going to leave it as 0 to 1, and then we're going to get rid of this get actor of class to delete that, then set new view target as get player pawn, then plug that into completed, and then plug this completed into the reset of the do once. So the next thing you need to do is go to the default code in your BP first person character. Then you want to look for camera input over here. Then I'm just going to drag this to the side. And then first we need to create another variable called bed camera rotation. And you want to make sure it's a float and the default value can stay 0. So once you have this variable, we're going to add a branch. Then the branch is going to be is in bed radius. The condition is going to be that. Then out of true, so first we're going to get action value x, and we're going to multiply it by, let's say, 10. And then we're going to get bed camera rotation, this variable that we just created, and we're going to add this over here, and then we're going to set new bed camera rotation to the output of this. So we want to plug that into true. And then next we want to get actor of class. So the actor class is going to be BP underscore bed. Then we want to set world rotation of the camera. Plug that in. And then we want to right click and split bin struct. So we only have the yaw. We're going to plug the yaw into the output of this set over here. And then we're also going to get a branch. And the condition is going to be, so we're going to get the bed camera rotation, and if it is greater than 360 or it is less than minus 360, so we're going to get an OR, plug these in here and plug this into the condition, then we're going to set it to 0, and that should pretty much be it. But the final touch we need to do is we need to go back to our event when we press the H key, and then we just want to, out of the flip-flop, we want to get all widgets of class. In the widget class, out of the A value, we want to get W hide. Out of found widgets, we want to get for each loop, and then out of array element, we're going to remove from parent, plug that into loop body, and out of completed, we just want to plug that into the set ignore move input. So we can test this out. So I've dragged the bed into the world. So I'm going to play from here. Then as I walk into the section over here, I get the prompt. When I click on the H key, as you can see, I'm under the bed, and I can rotate and look around. And then when I click on the H key again, I am out. And then if I go back here, the widget shows up again and it repeats. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like more cool tutorials like how to make this chair, make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you.